All right, everyone, get ready, because today we're taking a massive leap back in time. We're heading on a high-energy historical adventure into the mesmerizing world of ancient Islamic art and architecture. In this explainer, we're going to unlock some of the most beautiful and clever design secrets of the ancient world. So let's just dive right into this with a massive historical mystery. Imagine you're an artist centuries ago, right? And you've just been hired to decorate the most gigantic, breathtaking building in the entire empire. But there is a catch. Islamic traditions at the time strongly discouraged drawing human or animal figures. So how do you make walls, domes, and doorways look completely spectacular without painting a single face, horse, or bird? It's kind of the ultimate design puzzle. And today, you're going to find out exactly how these brilliant artists solved it. But real quick, before we reveal the answer, a quick shout out to the creator of today's journey. This explainer is proudly produced by Waqas Ahmed Shah, an awesome educator and AI automation builder from Karachi, Pakistan, who literally loves bringing history to life for students just like you. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to uncover those amazing geometric secrets that solved our big mystery. Then we'll travel across the mat to visit some historic mega masjids. And finally, we'll discover how the ancient art of writing was actually transformed into pure, stunning decoration. It's going to be an awesome ride, so let's get started. Section 1. From Deserts to Grand Builders, the Origin Story. Every great epic has an origin story, right? And ours begins in the sweeping deserts of Arabia. Notice the incredible contrast here. In the very beginning, the early Islamic Empire was made up mostly of nomadic Bedouin Arabs. These were people constantly on the move, living a pretty simple desert life. And because they were always traveling, they had absolutely zero need to build massive stone palaces or figure out complex glassmaking. I mean, you can't exactly pack up a giant stone building on a camel, right? But as time passed, things changed dramatically. The empire grew, and its rulers, the caliphs, became extremely wealthy. And these caliphs, well, they didn't want to move around anymore. They wanted to build permanent grand monuments that would basically last forever. Section 2. The Giant Cultural Remix, Borrowing the Best Ideas. So, when these wealthy caliphs decided to start building those massive structures, they didn't actually invent everything from scratch. Instead, they looked around their expanding empire and created what I like to call a giant cultural remix. It's kind of like a recipe for a brand new style of architecture. They basically borrowed the absolute best ideas from the lands they had conquered. They took the majestic, towering columns from the Greeks. They saw the giant, sweeping domes of the Romans and were like, yep, we want those. They loved the elegant, pointed arches used by the Persians. And from the Byzantines, they learned the delicate art of making mosaics, which are these incredibly detailed pictures made from tiny pieces of colored glass or tile. By mixing all these different ingredients together, they created a totally unique Islamic architecture that the world had literally never seen before. And this brings us right back to the answer to our opening mystery. Remember that puzzle? How do you decorate without drawing people or animals? Well, the artists turned to math and nature. Since human and animal figures were discouraged, they used mind-bending, infinite geometric patterns instead. They drew these incredibly complex, repeating stars, shapes, and twisting floral designs based on plant life. And here is a really fun fact for you. These patterns are actually designed to repeat forever, which gives whoever looks at them this sense of infinite magical beauty. Absolutely no faces required, just pure stunning design. Section 3. Marvels of the Mosques, Domes and Minarets. Armed with their brand new remix of architectural styles and those magical repeating patterns, builders set out to create their absolute masterpieces. The most distinctive style of Islamic building became the masjid, or mosque, and these buildings feature two very famous elements. First, the dome, which, as we know, they borrowed from the Romans, but second, a brand new invention, the minaret. A minaret is this really tall, slender tower attached to the masjid. And they didn't borrow this one from the Greeks and Romans. This was a totally unique Muslim contribution to world architecture. Its specific purpose was to provide a super high place to call people to prayer, so the sound could echo out over the entire city. Let's take a super quick virtual tour across the timeline of some of these legendary early mega masjids. First up, we have the stunning Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, which is still standing today with its absolutely incredible architecture. Next up is the Great Masjid of Damascus. This one was built by the Umayyad dynasty, and it really shows off those amazing borrowed Roman and Greek elements. And finally, the massive Great Masjid at Samarra, built by the Abbasid dynasty. Speaking of the Great Masjid at Samarra, I want you to lock this number in your brain right now. 9. This colossal structure, located near Baghdad, was built in the mid-9th century. To this day, it actually stands as the earliest surviving Abbasid masjid, and it serves as a perfect real-life snapshot of history from the 9th century. Section 4. Crafts, Colors, and Calligraphy. Decorating the Empire. Now, huge stone domes and tall brick minarets are amazing for sure, but what about the inside? We are zooming way in from giant buildings down to the tiny, beautiful details created by these brilliant Muslim craftsmen. Because these guys didn't just build walls, they made those walls come alive. They mastered mosaics, piecing together tiny bits of glass to make incredibly vibrant patterns. They created brilliant shining tile work and really delicate glasswork. They hammered out shining metalwork and painted these super intricate designs. Oh, and we absolutely can't forget textiles. They wove incredibly detailed carpets, prayer mats, and wall hangings. Just imagine walking into a giant dome and seeing every single inch covered in shining tiles and colorful plush carpets. It must have been completely breathtaking. But out of all of this, there was one craft that totally stood above all the rest. Calligraphy. Calligraphy is the art of beautiful writing. Now remember our golden rule of Islamic art? No people, no animals. So these genius artists decided to take the alphabet itself and turn it into a masterpiece. They transformed words, specifically quotations from the Quran and other important texts, into stunning visual decorations. In fact, this quote perfectly captures their entire mindset. Calligraphy was considered the highest form of art. Writing became decoration. They didn't just want you to read the words on a wall, they wanted you to be totally amazed by how beautiful the letters looked. They stretched, twisted, and styled the script so elegantly that the writing itself actually became the main decoration on buildings, bowls, and all sorts of precious artifacts. Section 5. Lesson Recap. Let's review what we discovered. Wow, what a journey! We went all the way from the deserts of Arabia to the towering minarets of the 9th century. Let's do a really quick, high-energy recap just to lock these incredible historical secrets into our brains. Here are your 3 big takeaways. Step 1. When artists couldn't draw human figures, they used their imaginations to create infinite geometric and floral patterns instead. Step 2. As the empire grew wealthy, builders created a massive cultural remix, borrowing domes, columns, and arches to build famous mosques, while adding their very own invention, the minaret. And step 3, they took the written word and totally elevated it, making calligraphy the absolute highest, most beautiful form of decorative art. Well, I really hope you guys had as much fun uncovering these ancient design secrets as I did explaining them. If you enjoyed this historical journey and you want to keep traveling back in time with us, please make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more amazing mysteries from history. Keep staying curious and keep learning. But before you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. The artists we learned about today looked at the world totally differently. They found true beauty in math, in plants, and even in the alphabet. So here's my challenge to you. Look around your own neighborhood, your school, or even just around your house. Where can you spot repeating geometric patterns or cool architecture in your own life today? Keep your eyes open, you guys, because history and art are everywhere. See you next time.